Broadside day 436. I am not a fan of station wagons, other than like a Chevy Nomad. There are very few station wagons that were ever either good looking or could be considered cool, right? But I fully contend that if they had made the Wagon Queen family truckster, whether the sports model in Antarctic blue or the regular truckster in metallic P. Metallic P. That's a funny. Oh, they must have had a ball writing that movie. I think they would have sold lots of those things. But like, take it like this: like some company should come out. I mean, it looks like a Ford. I'm sure they took like a Country Squire wagon and just modified it. But Ford comes out with the Wagon Queen family truckster, right? And it's got all the modern amenities. Like the inside of it looks like a BMW, X7, right? I mean, it's got everything, all the accoutrement, right? But that the world could want, your USB, your USB-C, your USB-TP. I don't even understand. Just tell me what to plug into. I don't understand what any of this crap. I'm such an analog person. It's not even funny. Just let me just plug into something and it works. I don't know what the difference between all this crap is. I'm just a caveman. Your world boggles me. But no, so like the inside of it is luxury defined, but the outside looks identical to the movie, right? I think people would buy it. I think people would be like, you'd be riding by, you're like, holy crap, there's one of those family trucks. That is such a hideous car. But if you pull up in any other ugly car, people would be like, God, your car is a pile of donkey shit. Like, that is a horrible looking vehicle. But that horrible car, people would be like, man, that is one ugly ass, sweet, fine ride. I think people would dig it. And you sell them for like 42 grand. Not only that, but it harkens back to the day. I was talking to somebody just recently about this. About, sitting in that rumble jump seat where you face backwards. I used to go to the beach with two other families and we would all carpool down there. And me and the oldest girl would sit in the very back and just face backwards for 4 hours. And it was so cool, right? Until you get those people like, oh, your car's sick facing backwards. I'm like, bitch, get out of this car. Man, I could ride upside down, taped to the ceiling, flipped over. It don't matter. Like, what is motion sickness? That's weakness. It's motion weakness is what it is. But no, station wagons, much like when the SUV came out, which kind of replaced the station wagon. I guess the minivan replaced the station wagon. Something replaced the station wagon. But the point is, it's tons of room for activities, right? Back there. So you'd have tons of things you could stuff in there. Very practical, let's just say that. And you get one. The only weird part is they'd have to funnel the gas filler neck up to the front and then run the lines all the way back. So maybe you could do two, dual side tanks or something, because, engineering wise, that wouldn't be the easiest thing to formulate, running the gas through the front fender. But yeah, so I was in high school when I was walking up to a pond one day, and the grass was, it was over knee high. It was really tall. And all of a sudden I stumbled upon a goose nest. And this goose was like hidden, and it was sitting on its eggs or whatever. And I walked up on it and we scared each other, right? And that thing took off and just raised up its things, and just starts honking at me and chasing me, right? And I took off running. And I was in a good dead sprint for, a good 25 yards before I thought to myself, it's just a big duck. It doesn't even have teeth. Like, why am I running scared from a damn goose? And I turned around and that thing just started raising its arms up. It doesn't really have arms, it has wings. Raising its wings up and honking. And I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know what it is, but geese turn, like, their face turns evil when they're honking and all mad and everything. And that day, I'm not gonna say I backed down. I'm gonna say it was a draw. But you learn very quickly in life what you should be afraid of and what you shouldn't. I remember being in a cemetery because we were told in high school that it was haunted. So we went out there looking for ghosts and shit one night. And again, the grass was high. It was an old cemetery. I mean, the headstones were like the size of like a Stouffer's lasagna pan, know, that popped into my head, but I haven't eaten a Stouffer's lasagna in forever, and that's a good thing. Hey, but yeah, so I'm sitting there in this haunted cemetery looking for ghosts, and I apparently had been standing on a snake because it just slithered out from underneath me. Now that's something to be... What are you doing, you idiot? That's something to be a little bit more fearful for. And I moved very quickly. I didn't even catch what kind of snake it was. But it just goes to show you they're not offensive weapons. They just want to be left alone, just like everything else, you know. Yeah. So when Axe body spray came out, I remember going to a Food Line, and I was like, and I saw it in the store, and I was like, what in the hell is the rage all about? And I smelled that stuff. Oh, I don't even remember. It would have been like the 4 original flavors, you know, it was like the original Starburst. And so I smelled that stuff, and I was like, God bless. I mean, you smell like a French whore wearing that stuff. And my question to you is, they still make it, as far as I can tell. Who's buying this? Like, what is the age demographic? Because I'm a cologne whore, you know. I got like a couple Burberrys. I like a Sauvage. I've got a Dolce & Gabbana. I've got like 6 different ones, and I love them. They're great. They've got like way too much money invested in cologne. But Axe body spray is like the Wish version of that. Like, who are they marketing this to? Is it just like smelly, like 14-year-old boys, or... I don't get it, because I got 2 sons. They don't wear Axe body spray. I would disown them. They'd be unwilled today. So let me know. If you know anybody above the age of 22 that wears Axe body spray, I'd love to hear the story. All right, on with this miserable day. Freaking rain. That's right, rain. Dampness. Moist dampness. Moist dampness. I get it.